Alright, in today's video, we're going to be doing a complete transformation using the Voukad all-in-one grooming kit. Now this clipper comes with everything: a U-shaped trimmer for fades and beards, a detail trimmer for lineups, and even a nose trimmer. And I'm going to show you guys how it performs on a full haircut and beard, and even cleaning up the nose hair as well. This clipper is extremely adjustable, and you can switch between 40 different lengths just by moving around that little knob that it has, the blue knob that it has on the clipper, so you don't have to swap out a lot of combs. This whole haircut is done with the same comb attachment that you see me using right here. So the clipper comes with two comb attachments, right? It comes with one comb attachment that's for the 1mm into 10mm, and the second one is for 11mm into 20. And that blue knob is what's going to help you get a longer length or a shorter length. So right now I'm using the first comb attachment, the 1 to 10. And all I'm doing to go higher in this fade is just rotating that blue knob. When you rotate it to one side, it's longer, and when you rotate it to the other side, it gets shorter. Now, the higher that you're going to go in the fade, the longer that you're going to need it, because you want to leave more hair. You want to cut it at a longer length. And then the shorter, as you can see when I'm lowering the fade, I have to rotate it a little bit shorter so that it can blend in between those lines. Now, the cool thing about this clipper is that it's honestly surprisingly quiet, and honestly it's very, very smooth on the skin. At the end of this video, my client is going to be giving his own personal testimony on how it felt with me using it on his head, how loud it was, how smooth it was, and if he would actually end up buying his clipper himself. You can see that it's actually coming out really, really smooth. And this is the exact same haircut that I would do inside of the shop. And that's what I wanted to see when using this clipper, was can I get a barbershop quality haircut with using this Voukad trimmer? And honestly, I did his whole haircut using just this one guard, just using that blue knob that it has. And the clipper comes with a bunch of other cool features, like for example, it has a travel lock, which meaning you can actually lock the clipper so that it doesn't turn on by accident whenever you're traveling with it. Now, this was a huge test. This is a technique that a lot of barbers love to use, and it's called clipper over comb, and it helps you blend into that longer length of the hair. And you need a pretty strong and importantly sharp clipper to be able to cut hair like this. And you can see that it's going through it just fine. So in terms of using the U-shaped trimmer, I definitely give this one a pass. This definitely checks the box for barbershop quality. But what about the trimmer? And what about the nose hair? Cleaning up the facial hair as well. That's going to be huge, especially if you're thinking about buying this clipper for using it at the house. So let's get into it. So I'm using the exact same guard to clean up his mustache area, and I'm using this at about 5mm, and I'm going against the grain. I'm going up on the mustache. Now, whenever you're trimming your facial hair and your beard hair, you're going to want to cut it against the grain and with the grain. So you can see now I'm going down on his mustache, which as a barber we would call that with the grain. When you cut something against the grain and you're going up, kind of like how I'm doing now at a longer length, you're going to make sure your beard is very even. And that's exactly what you want to do. So my goal here is to knock his beard down a little bit, but also that area near his sideburn, near his ears, I'm going to fade that in a little bit into the side of his head. So you're going to see me adjust the dial and go a little bit closer. And then when you're cutting your hair down, pointing the clippers to the floor, that's when you're going to lay down all the flyaways that come with having a beard. The goal is to keep the beard dark and full, but also make sure that it doesn't have a bunch of flyaways. Now, something that was super interesting and surprising about this clipper was actually how light it was. It was light, but yet it didn't feel cheap. But it was really surprising how comfortable it felt in my hand. As a barber, I'm using a bunch of different clippers throughout the day, so it was definitely surprising how comfortable it was inside of my hand. And I could say truthfully that this clipper did not snag one time or pull his hair during the haircut, which for me is super important. And now you can see I'm using the nose trimmer attachment, where you just pop off the top. It's the exact same clipper, but now you can clean up the nose hair. And you can see that he's not struggling. It's not pulling any of his hair. He's extremely comfortable. Even when it comes to the nose hairs is a very sensitive area. Usually when I'm using a barbershop clipper, you would kind of see them flinch a little bit or their eyes kind of tear up. But you can see right there, he's like, wow, it's actually pretty comfortable and it's not snagging me at all. I mean, I don't know how much more real it gets than that, right? And now this is the third and final attachment. This is the attachment that you're going to use to line yourself up. It has a couple teeth on it, so it's good for getting into those kind of tighter areas around your mustache and around your hairline. And you can see I'm just tapping the outside of his hairline just to clean it up. And the fact that you get all three of these attachments in just one is honestly really, really cool. And it does have a small travel bag. So with the travel bag, you can have all of your attachments with you and travel with them and keep them all clean. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use that trimmer attachment on his mustache. Now, usually your mustache hair is gonna grow in a little bit fuller and coarser and thicker than your hair on your head. So knowing that it can actually be used on the facial hair, even the fact that the hair is a lot thicker, was actually pretty relieving. And I could say, for it not pulling, for it being very comfortable and the blades being sharp, this clipper, I understand why it's in Amazon's top 100 for hair and beard clippers. And for the price that it's at, honestly, I really do think it's a great deal. I could definitely see myself traveling with it. And my client definitely said he wanted to snag the clipper from me. And you can see the transformation that it was able to do. I mean, this was using the Voukad clippers. So if you were wondering if you're going to be able to get a barbershop quality hair and beard trim, the answer is 100% yes. You can definitely do it with the Voukad clippers. So now let's see what my client has to say. Hey, so Ty, were the clippers comfortable?
Yes, they were comfortable.
When I was cutting your hair, did they like pull your hair at all?
No, I didn't feel any pulling, tugging, nothing.
Were they loud?
No, I could barely hear them.
Cool, awesome. Is this the type of clipper that you would buy at the house?
Yes, I would.
The head is a little short here, but I'm sure I'll get used to that. And it feels like it bogs down a little when I get it to my beard. But I also haven't given it a charge. It came this way. We'll see.